SocialSecurity.gov is so friendly.
It makes the crankiest Klingon smile.
Hello, I am Ruby Northcutt.
And I'm Karen Wilson, and this is the Up Beat.
During the show, we will be talking with individuals from within our own community and beyond.
We'll discuss topics and issues that are relevant to our guest and the multifaceted roles they take on in society.
This is the Up Beat. Welcome. You are watching The Upbeat. I'm Ruby Northcutt, your host, and today we are excited to welcome Motlow State Community College to the show. We have our director, Miss Melody Edmonds of the McMinnville Motlow site, and her administrative assistant, Miss Monica Burgess. Welcome to The Upbeat, ladies.
Thank you.
We hope you're having a good day. I want to start, if it's okay with you, Melody, with Monica. Monica, you've been with Motlow State Community College for quite some time. I've seen your faces. I went to school there, and you've encouraged a lot of individuals to attend school. Tell me and bring me up to date, as well as our viewing audience, about Motlow State Community College since the date you started.
Okay. I began the year Motlow came to McMinnville in August of 1986. We opened classes at the Civic Center. We had an office under the stairs, and we were there for 2 years while our building was
it 2 years?
2 years.
Okay.
While our building was being built. We moved into our new facility, original facility, in August of 1988, and we were there, we've been there ever since. We've had, we achieved center status in 1990. And then in 1996, we had a 3,000 square foot addition, a computer lab, and a biology lab.
Mm-hmm.
And then since then, we have had our biggest addition, which is our newest, which more than doubled our size. And it is wonderful. It's beautiful.
And if you haven't been to, I didn't mean to interrupt you, if you haven't been to the McMinnville Motlow site campus, please go there and visit. It's a beautiful campus. They really did a great job. I'm really pleased with everything that I've seen when I visited there. Many of the local citizens, like myself, have watched the changes through the years. What do you think, I guess, was the most significant change that you believe helped the institution?
I think this new addition, I think more than doubling the size of the school, we were able to add more programs. We're more centrally, have more centrally located things. Our library is down there now. We have a nursing lab. We have a new computer lab that's open almost completely to the students and the public. At our library, we have computers that are open to the public.
Now, how long have you worked for Motlow?
25 years. It'll be 25 years. It was 25 years in August.
What are some of your most remarkable memories? Is there some significant memories that stand out in those 25 years?
I think one that really stands out in my mind, and I know this stands out in everybody's mind, but the day that 9/11 happened, we all stood there together and watched all those events unfold, and we stood there united. That's how it felt. We felt like a family. That
event probably brought your staff closer together?
I think it did. I think it made us feel really the community as we stood there together that day.
Let's talk about, I wanted to recall one of the most memorable days, and that was great. But what about the technology? How has it enhanced the college campus? Bring us up to date what's happening there.
Well, the biggest thing, all of our classrooms are what we call smart classrooms now. We have internet access in all the classrooms for the instructor. We have screens that come down and they can access the internet. They can show PowerPoints to their classes. We have overhead projectors that are linked into all that, so they can show anything up on the screen. And I think that's really enhanced the learning experience.
You
for
all
the
have
students.
satellite feed links too, don't you, where you can
We
have
do.
classes just about from anywhere or some speaker from someplace?
We do. We have 2 ITV classrooms. We can link up with any of the other campuses and hold combined classes.
I think that's fascinating. And I really wanted to talk about when someone comes to your campus, to the campus, for the benefit of our viewing audiences, how do they start? Do they come to you first? Are you the first person that they will see there?
They do. As you come in our front door, our administrative office windows are to your right, and you can come in. You'll probably see myself or Carol, and we'll be glad to help you in any way we can.
So the application process starts with you, and you give them a packet, and
It
where do they
does.
go from there?
We have the application packet. The cover sheet tells them step by step what they need to do, what information we need to get them up to the point of being advised and registering for classes.
So they can go online and have access, and they can do it right there if they need help immediately.
Right, that's the other thing. They can also do everything online. They don't print catalogs or schedules anymore. Everything is online, and the application process also.
Okay, now I think I want to go to you, Miss Melody. Thank you for being here. Let's start with the year 2000. That had to be a phenomenal moment for you to be the first woman director named at McMinnville Motlow State Community College, McMinnville site. How did that feel?
Well, I was thrilled to be selected, but it was also a little scary, all the responsibilities and things that I would have. But you know, I've always loved Motlow from the time that I was a student at Motlow years ago, so it was always something that I wanted to do, was work at Motlow, and that was kind of like a dream come true. So it was just astounding.
So the
that
different
that
phases
happened.
for you started at Motlow as a student, and from there?
Yes, and then I was an adjunct instructor there as well before I was hired on as a full-time instructor, and I did that for several years before I became director. So worked in several different aspects.
We talked earlier about the many degrees that women had sought in the last decade and how they had come in numbers to achieve education and to achieve their goals through education. What can you share with us regarding women coming back to school or anyone else?
Right. Well, all of our programs, of course, are open to both men and women, but a lot of the women are choosing elementary education that we have, the K through 6 2+2 program. And that program, I think, is popular because it is completely in McMinnville. I think that really lends a lot of its strength. But also, we have very good instructors and a strong program. The students can take their freshman and sophomore years there at Motlow, and then they take their junior and senior years there at Motlow again through Tennessee Tech University. We let them use a couple of classrooms to have their junior and senior classes, and that keeps people in the community. And I think a lot of, especially working mothers, that works very well for them because they need to drop off the children at school, be able to pick them up, and so it works with their schedules really well, keeps them down from having to travel. So that, I think, is that, and the success of the program in that the students are able to get jobs, it seems, and the program's very well looked on, I think, from the community.
Okay, let's talk about the ACE program very quickly here.
Okay.
That is Adult College Express,
Yes.
correct? That's what it stands for. Tell us about that program.
Okay, that was a program that we established to kind of meet a different need. Before we had that program, if someone wanted to come back to school while they were working and they could only, say, give us one night a week, then they wanted to know how long that would take for them to get their degree. Well, the answer was it could take them between 6 to 8 years, depending on summers and if they needed developmental courses. And that's a lot for somebody to hear, that they need to spend 6 to 8 years with us. And that's a lot for them to commit to. And I think that kept some people from making that choice. But the ACE program is one where they can give us one night a week. They meet from 5:30 to 9:30 on Tuesdays. And then there's occasionally some classes, the sciences and the math, that they meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays during that time. And they come that time for 2 years, and that's year-round, summers also. But when they do that, they can get their associate's degree in that 2 years. So that really gives them a doable time frame, and I think that's a more positive reflection at the very beginning. And if you'll give us your Tuesday nights for 2 years, we can get you finished. And then Tennessee Tech University has also come up with a program piggybacked on that they've kind of taken that, and they have the junior and senior years. So they can get their 4 years there. Yes, and so that's another one of those pathways that we use to give students opportunity. You know, even if they can't travel or whatever, we try to come up with different ways for them to be able to get degrees.
We also talked about nursing still as being a great field of opportunity, and some of the other medical classes that we saw. If you are interested in taking any classes at McMinnville Motlow Community College, we really need to get out your address where you are.
Okay, we're located at 225 Cadillac Lane, right behind River Park Hospital, and our telephone number is 931-668-7010.
Now, we're getting ready here in just a minute, but very quickly, we're going to go to commercial break. But let's go back just a minute to one of the, you also offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, and these are programs that women are gravitating to, you think, pretty much?
They are. There's a lot of interest in health care. Now, we don't have the full programs for those. We have the beginnings that students can take, and then they have to transfer somewhere else to finish up. But those are really popular type programs right now. Anything in allied health is a big thing. Okay.
Well, we still have quite a bit to talk about, so when we come back from the break, we will discuss some other things. We hope you stay with us. You are watching the Up Beat. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is the Up Beat. I am Ruby Northcutt, your host, and with us is Miss Melody Edmonds, Director of McMinnville Motlow State Community College, and Administrative Assistant Monica Birch. Again, we're talking about what Motlow State Community College has to offer, especially for women or any individual that wants to attend school. We were discussing earlier in the program, I wanted to go back to the ACE program just for a little bit, because I want to emphasize, especially to our viewing audience, that this is a great program for women, especially if they're working full-time, they have children. This gives them a great opportunity to finish their degree. Now, in the ACE program, are you still able to do a 4-year degree in that yet?
Yes, the Tennessee Tech program.
I think you said that earlier, but I just wanted to.
Would do the junior and senior year, and they do it following our format so that students are accustomed to that and they can just continue on with that if they choose.
And I do want to add that this is a program when President Mary Lou Apple, Dr. Apple, came on board that she established, and I think you've had a lot of good success with that, as you have with some of your other programs. Now, cohort, what type of program is cohort?
Well, there's several different things. The ACE is one example of a cohort program, and the 2+2 is another example. And that's just where the
students an overall umbrella of the
get
other
into
programs.
the program, and they take all their courses together. And those programs are seen to be, as research says, that they're very successful, because if you know the students that you're going to be in class with and you already have those friendships and connections,
you
study
bond
groups,
as a class better.
I think it really does enhance learning.
I think so too. Now, we have heard a lot about Megatronics. A lot of people have asked me specifically, what does Megatronics mean as a program? What is that?
Okay, well, the word mechatronics comes from the word mechanical and electronics, and they put those together along with they have to do some things with PLCs, computers, hydraulics, pneumatics, and putting all that together into one system. Instead of a student just knowing about a mechanical aspect of something or just about the electrical aspect, they know how it all works together as a system so they can troubleshoot and make sure everything works. And if you think about our world today, everything involves mechanical and electrical components as well as computers. So that's really a pretty hot field, and there could be, you know, endless amounts of opportunities for students who have those kind of skills.
So they could take those skills and apply them to almost any other program as well,
They
going into a
certainly
master's
can.
or a doctorate?
Mhm.
Okay, is this just a normal traditional program, or is this something that that also an individual, if they needed the flexibility, or is this just the traditional type of program where they have to stay in a class at a certain amount of time, or
Well, they do
how does that
have
work?
hours that the class meets, but the students can take one course at a time, or they can take several at a time. Now, the mechatronics is set up in 2 different levels.
Okay, that's what I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to understand, because where does the first level, I hope I didn't, I interrupted you there.
That's fine. There's 4 courses in the first level, and it's just 4 mechatronics classes. And if they take those 4 courses and complete those, then they can get a certificate from Motlow. But even more significant than that, they can sit for the international certification through Siemens, and they do receive an internationally recognized industry certification.
And does that open, you think, more doors specifically because they have those skills? What type of jobs with mechatronics, I know you studied that a little earlier, but is there some specific job that they could ease into rather quickly?
Well, a lot of
Title-wise,
the
you know what I'm talking about.
industries need people in the maintenance area and other kinds of fields, like maybe an engineering assistant, those kinds of things.
Right.
And there's a lot of those going out there. But healthcare, you know, everything is on computer now and electronic, so there's also aspects in that they could use it for as well.
Okay, so it's a great program, so if you have any questions about it, these ladies will be happy to answer those questions if you call out there and talk with them. If a student needed information for a tour of the school, or any individual coming out there, who would we talk to?
Generally, if someone calls, we will direct them to Sally Pack. She is our Assistant Director of Student Services, and she will be glad to set up a tour for them.
But you need to call ahead of time to make sure that there's not anything on the campus
Yes.
going on that day, or
Yes.
everyone's there and is available. We discussed earlier as well about women in the ACE program. There's one other thing about it I would like to go back to. If they go through the ACE program and they graduate and they want like an arts program, is that also applicable to an arts degree someplace as well, as instead of just the traditional general diploma?
Well, our ACE program is just an Associate of Science in General Studies. And the reason that it is set up like that is to get everybody in that cohort group. If we had all different majors, we couldn't possibly offer enough courses and get enough students in all the courses. So if we cohort them together into the general studies, then it just makes for that group.
Now, I've had a lot of individuals to ask me, what is the difference between a traditional, I guess, track of learning versus a parallel track? Some students still don't understand. There are some individuals, so I hope you can explain that for us.
Well, we have 3 different things, I guess you would say. We have a certificate level programs like mechatronics that we talked about. And then we also have Associate of Applied Science, which are degrees that I don't want to say they're terminal, considered to be that you take that 2 years and go to work. Now, they're not terminal in the aspect that can you never use that to go back to school. We try to always create a path for students to be able to continue on. But if they take that, when they come back, they may have to take some other general education courses and things to kind of get up to that junior level.
To that level.
And the people that are taking the AS program, the University Parallel Tracks, theirs is intended not for them to go to work after the 2 years, but for them to transfer to a university.
Well, for example, what if they've been to another university and they want to transfer to Motlow? How do you ease that process? Do you just have to sit down and compare it to what you've had and what you all offer?
We do. Their transcripts are all articulated with ours to make sure that their courses that they've had, what they equate to, and what they'll need to take. So once that's done, we can go through and let them know what they lack.
Okay, before we get too far in the show and we close, I want to talk about your friendship, if that's all right with the two of you.
Yes.
A long time ago, you two met. Would you mind sharing that story with us?
Not at all.
Which one wants to start?
Her father pastored a church around the corner from my house, and he actually was my bus driver. So I met this little 6-year-old girl with long dark hair when I was about 10, and we rode the bus together.
And so your friendship has lasted this long, and you still work together, and you have grown professionally and personally through all these years, and your friendship has stayed intact.
I actually worked for her as a student worker when I was at Motlow.
You were her first student worker?
Yes, she was.
Well, I think that Motlow has done a really great job in making sure that whenever they do have staff, that they're very open to people coming in to Motlow State Community College's campus at McMinnville site. We are thrilled to have it, and we are most grateful to Dr. Apple for allowing you to come out to this program and be on the Up Beat. I also want to go back and repeat ways that people can get in touch with you. Want to give you your address, your links, anything that they could contact you and get information. And you do have a webpage.
We do. Our web address is www.mscc.edu, and our physical address is 225 Cadillac Lane behind River Park Hospital, and our telephone number is 931-668-7010.
We hope that you have enjoyed the Up Beat today. We want to thank these two ladies once again, Ms. Melody Edmonds and Monica Birch, for being with us, and we also want to thank Dr. Mary Lou Apple for allowing them to come to be on the Up Beat. Please join us again. I'm Ruby Northcutt, your host, and this is the Up Beat.
BLTV, bringing community events home to you.